might be campy and funny, but let's be honest, she's got nothing on Chucky. Kristen here, and we are talking about the first big movie of 2023, M3GAN. Led by Allison Williams and Violet McGraw, M3GAN is a lifelike doll programmed with artificial intelligence to be a child's greatest companion and a parent's greatest ally. After unexpectedly gaining custody of her niece, Gemma enlists the help of the M3GAN prototype, a decision that has horrific consequences when the doll becomes self-aware and overprotective of her. M3GAN is the latest addition in the doll horror genre, if you will. You know, we got the Chucky franchise going strong for 35 years. There's Annabelle, there's Lily, there's Talking Tina, there's Slappy. A lot of terrifying dolls, but does M3GAN have what it takes to forge her own path? Right off the bat, with the trailers dropping, M3GAN became a cultural phenomenon. People loved her dance moves, and they were ready for her to slay, literally and figuratively. She's gonna dance us to death. I do think that there's a lot of potential for M3GAN as a figure in the horror space. I mean, I went to this really cool screening where people were actually dressed up as her. She's definitely carving out a space for herself in pop culture right now, and I think a lot of it is due to her trailer and becoming a meme. I think they did a lot of really great promotion for this movie. I mean, you see those M3GAN clones everywhere dancing. They were even at the screening that I was at. And so in that aspect, I think they're doing a really great job with trying to get the name out there and make it more recognizable. When it comes to the actual movie, I think that they introduce a lot of unique concepts. Not only are we talking about like a scary doll, but more like technology and AI and how far it can go in terms of, you know, running your household, and also having this little girl who's literally lost her parents form this connection, this trauma bond to a piece of technology, and can that serve as a replacement for real human interaction? Technology is really getting to that level too in real life. Like, you could really see something like M3GAN being created in the real world when it's smart and kind of can think for itself and make its own decisions, and then eventually override whatever you're trying to do and make its own protocols. You know, where do we go from there? There was a couple of scenes that stood out to me that I really enjoyed, like when they have this observation with M3GAN and Katie and kind of show just what M3GAN can do, especially when she's kind of put on the spot and things don't go as they plan, and just the potential that M3GAN has to like really be a part of your family. It was a lot of fun musical moments that I wasn't expecting, that I think just add to the campiness and humor. And I think they did a really great job with M3GAN's design, with her voice. The young actresses playing the physical doll and doing the voice, I think, do a really great job balancing each other out. There is something scary about her because she does look human-like. There's a bunch of times where people mistake her thinking that she's an actual little girl. And, you know, dolls are creepy. Then you add on top of that technology, surveillance, you know, the fact that it can control everything, that's creepy. However, I don't really think M3GAN is a scary movie. I think it's definitely more of a campy horror movie. I found myself disappointed by the kills. A lot of them happen off screen, which in some aspects you're like, okay, I can respect it. And in other aspects, I'm like, they're not going far enough with this character to make them, you know, as scary as someone like Chucky. And I only bring up Chucky because I know when the trailers were first coming out from M3GAN, they really had some great social strategy going on there, where they were even beefing with the Chucky social accounts and kind of making jokes and memes about like which doll would win in a fight and things like that. Having watched Chucky from the very beginning, watching the new shows, 35 years that franchise has been going on, and even still, I am constantly shocked and surprised by the creativity, by the kills, just things that you're like, how do they keep thinking of these new original ideas 35 years into this? And watching M3GAN, I was disappointed by the lack of creativity and even the lack of us just really seeing the kills. You know, this is a horror movie. You're supposed to be scared. There's a couple little jump scares, but I feel like you're more kind of laughing along than really being like, oh my god, I'm actually terrified of M3GAN. I didn't think Allison Williams did anything particularly exciting. Violet McGraw, I did enjoy her performance. I also really loved her in The Haunting of Hill House. She was great in that. But I think that there was a lot of random side characters that didn't really have a big purpose. They introduced these little plot points that you thought were maybe going to ladder up to something bigger, and then they all kind of just like got cut off. I also think, unfortunately, they gave away a lot of some of the best moments in the trailer, and I was hoping to see more, and they gave us a little bit, but it definitely felt like the trailer spoiled all the best moments. And I thought the film ended really abruptly, and I wanted to see like just one more button being like, oh, they give you like a little thing, but I wanted to see some kind of end credit scene where it turns out somebody was like, oh, these killer dolls, let's, I don't know, make an army of them and give them to the military or something. You know, I wanted to see something just a little bit more next level. Everyone's been saying like, M3GAN is bonkers, like this movie's crazy, look at her dance moves, like this is like a killer doll like we've never seen. And I don't think that they hit that level. I wanted to see something a little bit more over the top and campy and just like extreme. Overall, I did have fun with M3GAN. There's definitely gonna be moments that will have you laughing. They definitely tried to tackle like really interesting topics about technology and AI and your connection to them, and like how closely are we really letting them into our lives and potentially into our families, and maybe that's really, really dangerous. Like I said, I don't think the kills were that creative or exciting. They were a little bit boring. I think they could have, you know, given us a little bit more there when it came to storyline and creativity. I do think M3GAN just visually and with the character that they've like developed in the strategy in terms of like marketing and memifying her, I think you'll see a lot of success there. But I did think that overall M3GAN was kind of a forgettable movie. And I think if you're gonna end up comparing one killer doll to another, you might as well just watch Chucky. I'd love to hear your thoughts on M3GAN. Are you gonna check out the movie? If you already have, what did you think? Make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Consider subscribing if you like my videos, and if you want to talk more TV and movies with me outside of the comments section, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/kmaldo. If you like this one, you can check out more of my videos right over here. See ya!